Hi, I'm Louise, and this is Yoga for Energy. Get ready for a nice slow flow with a lot of stretching, a little bit of twisting, and a little bit of power. Nice way to wake you up either in the morning or mid-afternoon if you need a little pick-me-up. I'll meet you at the top of your mat. The class today. Today we're going to be working on a twisty flow to give you some energy. So perfect flow for in the mornings or sometimes for an afternoon pick-me-up. Just have a nice comfortable seat in the middle of your mat. Keep your hips and shoulders stacked. Try and plant both sit bones to the mat. If you need to sit on a cushion or a blanket to make it a bit more comfortable for you, you can do that. Say hello to Niles. Hello, Niles. And just whatever way your legs are comfortable. So whichever the cross falls, the more natural way, just go with that. You put your hands on your knees. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale out the mouth. Now we're going to start taking our nice deep even breaths through the nose. So try and inhale for 3 and exhale for 3. Just try and come into that nice slow breath. Try and keep it up for the whole of the practice. If you feel like you're losing your breath or it's getting to be a bit too much for you, you can always pause the video, take a few seconds, come back to the breath, and then continue. My dogs are in top form today, so if they start running through the video, just, see how cute they are. They'll try not to distract you too much. Take a deep inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, you're going to reach your right arm up, plant your left hand by your hip. Keep both hips grounded to the ground and feel that stretch between your right hip and your right fingertips. Inhale, reach, exhale, come back up, and you're going to put your left arm out in front, right arm behind you. We're going to be using a lot of core strength here, so if this twist feels a little bit tough, you'll get used to it later. Exhale, hands up, and bring them back down. Other side, plant your right hand. Inhale, left arm up, hips planted firmly into the mat. Feel that space between your left hip and your left fingertips. Breathe into your rib cage. And on the exhale, you're going to come up. This time, right arm forward, left arm back. We're twisting from above the waist. So both hips grounded into the mat. Exhale, back to center. Switch the cross of the legs. And let's do that one more time. So left hand down, right arm up, reach, keep that right hip onto the mat. Look up, you don't want to be leaning forward. Pretend you're kind of leaning back towards a wall. And on the exhale, open up into that twist. Belly button to spine to help you twist. It's not going to be a super deep twist, so don't worry about that. Exhale, back to center. We just want to warm up the middle of the body. So right hand down, left arm up, inhale, reach, left hip to the mat. Another breath in, and exhale, open up to the left hand side. Try and reach your right arm forward, left arm back, both hips down. You might feel a little bit of a shake. And exhale, back to center. Let's come to our knees, tabletop position. So hips and knees stacked above each other, shoulders and wrists stacked. Spread your fingers nice and wide, fingers pointing to the top of the mat, and then kind of retract a little bit like you kind of were clawing the mat. And we're going to start to move back and forth a little bit, just as a wrist warm up. Just keep your hand planted onto the mat. Move just a little bit back and forth. You might start to move your hands to the sides. Always important to warm up your wrists. Hands back to center. Find stillness. And inhale, chest forward, bum to the sky. Cow pose. Exhale, round your back like a scaredy cat. Inhale, forward. Arch your back. Exhale, round. Tuck your tailbone, chin to chest. Inhale, forward. And exhale, round. Come back to center. Now we're going to look over our right shoulder. Push our hips to the right side. Try and say hello to our hips. You should feel a stretch along the left hand side. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, left side. Back to center. Back to the right side. Hello, Niles. Exhale, center. Inhale, left side. Couple barrel rolls. Let's roll that out. We're really trying to loosen up that spine, that midsection. Get our body moving. Twists are great for energy. Come back to center. Find your stillness again. Belly button towards spine, so nice flat back. Hands planted in the mat. We're going to shift our weight to our right hand side. Bring our left foot back. Toes pointing to the side of the room. Open up into a supported side plank. If you need a bit more balance, you can swing your right leg out a bit like a tripod. Stack your shoulders. Push the ground away from you. Supported side plank. On your inhale, you're going to reach up. Your body should feel a bit like a rainbow, nice and curved. Exhale, hands back to mat. Sorry, my dog saw somebody outside, so they're going nuts right now. Other side, so shift your weight to the left-hand side. Bring your right foot out, plant your foot onto the ground, and lift your right arm up. If you need to put your left leg out a bit like a kickstand, you can do that. Shoulders stacked. Really feel that nice stretch into the side. And on the inhale, we're going to curve a little bit like a rainbow. Reach towards the front of the room. And exhale, hands back down to the mat. Curl your toes under. Sit back, belly to thigh. Adjust your hands if you need to push them a little bit, maybe like an inch forward. And we're going to rise up into our downward facing dog. Make any adjustments. Find your footing, find your distance. And you should feel a full stretch in your body. Make sure your hands are planted into the mat evenly, and you can even grip the mat a little bit. Belly to thigh, knees bent. Your heels do not need to be resting onto the floor. That's not what we're aiming to do in this pose. We're aiming to get a nice full body stretch. You want to have your hips, like your sits bones, facing up towards the sky. Really want to feel nice and long between the fingertips and the hips. And then you want to feel the backs of your legs turn on. And you can move around a little bit. Find where you're comfortable. Hands rooted into the mat. And take just a breath here to find some stillness. On your next inhale, we're going to raise our right leg up, toes and knees towards the ground. Push into your hands and bend your knee. Bring it in towards your belly. Round your back as you come forward. Look forward and plant your foot down in between your hands. If it landed here, just use your hand. Reach it up like that. Come forward into a nice runner's lunge, like you were going to sprint out of some blocks. So hands planted, back flat, looking forward. You can move back and forth a little bit. Just give yourself a little bit of a wiggle. Have your knee stacked over your ankle. And on your inhale, we're going to rise up into a high lunge. Feel your thighs scissor together like the mat's gonna squish up in between. Feel both legs working, right knee bent. You can bend your back knee, scoop your pelvis so you're stacked. If you want to challenge your balance, look up. Take another deep breath in, and on your exhale, we're gonna open up to the side with that twist. So left arm forward, right arm back. Just feel those thighs together. It's a little bit wobbly. Another breath here, and exhale, cartwheel down. Hands to the mat. Sweep your right foot back, downward facing dog. Well done. A little bit of work there, right out of the starting block. Inhale, left leg up, toes and knees facing the ground, hip closed. Bend your knee, bring it in towards your belly, your chest. Round your back as you come forward. Plant your foot down in between your hands. Adjust your leggings if you need to. Push your right heel to the back corner of the room. Belly to thigh, flat back, reaching forward. And rock back and forth a little bit. Find your footing. Your feet should be on train tracks, so separate parts of the mat. Make any adjustments you need to. And when you're ready, inhale, high lunge. Bend in your front knee, knee facing forward, thighs scissoring together, back knee bent, hips stacked, hips and torso stacked. If you want to challenge your balance a little bit, look up, take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, open up to the side. You should really feel your thighs scissoring together, really powerful. Right arm forward, left arm back, twisting from above the waist. Legs stay exactly the way they were. Another breath in, exhale, cartwheel your hands down, step back to your plank, belly into your spine, drop your knees. So knees should be slightly back from the hips, flat back, look forward, and slowly down to the mat. Rest your forehead into the mat, hands under your shoulders. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale up to your knees, come back, downward facing dog. Find your position, find your comfort zone. If that means your knees are still bent, keep them bent. Belly to thighs, hands pushing into the mat. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Look forward. Gonna slowly walk up to the front of the mat. So come up onto your tiptoes, take some small steps. If you need to come up onto your fingertips, you can. Try and keep that belly to thigh, legs bent, and front of the mat. Hands to shins, flat back, halfway lift, and slowly fold down. You can rest your fingertips onto the mat. Now your next inhale, you're going to spread your wings far wide, come all the way up. Tuck your pelvis, so your bum's not sticking out. Look up at your fingertips. And exhale, hands down by your side. Find your mountain pose. Feet rooted about hip width apart. If you need to check that, usually 2 fists is a good way to check it. Hips facing forward, pelvis tucked, ribs knitted in. You want to feel your whole body working, hands facing forward. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth and sigh it out. On your next inhale, we're going to sweep our arms up as we sit back like we're going to sit into a chair pose. You should feel your legs working. Take a deep breath in and exhale, forward fold. Good job. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your fingertips, and we're going to step our right leg back or left leg back. So back to the edge, back to the back of the mat. Drop your left knee. If you want to double over your mat for a little bit of comfort, you can. And come up into our low lunge. I like to keep my foot tucked. My toes tucked gives me a little bit more ability to engage my left butt cheek, to engage my hip flexors in the front. And inhale, arms up. Look up. And on the exhale, you're going to reach your left arm forward, right hand on your shoulder. Come forward, forward, and see if you can touch your left elbow to your right knee. Bring your hands together in prayer and twist from above the waist towards the right side of the mat. Powerful pose here. With every inhale, you want to bring your belly button back towards your spine so you can give yourself a little bit more room to twist. And on the exhale, look down at your feet. We're going to pick up our left leg and we're going to pop it up to the front of the mat. So hips width apart and try and keep that twist. If you came out of the twist, that's fine. You can just twist again in our revolved chair. Take a deep breath in, exhale, forward fold. You can keep your knees bent, from your belly to thigh. Just wriggle it out a little bit. Those legs are really working today. And inhale, arms up, look at your hands, and exhale, down by your side. Let's do the other side now. So inhale, sit back, sweep your arms up, look up between your hands. Should feel a bit like you're sitting in a chair, only it's a lot harder because there's no chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back. Drop your right knee. If you want to fold over your mat, you can. And inhale, up into your low lunge. Squeeze that butt cheek on the right side to start to activate that hip flexor. Sink low into this knee, but try and keep your knee and ankle stacked. Another deep breath in. And on your exhale, bring your left hand to your left hip. Right hand forward, forward till you can't go anymore. And try and get your elbow to the outside of your knee. Bend your arm, bring your hands to prayer. You want to feel like you're bringing your prayer hands to the center of your chest. But obviously that's quite a deep twist. So if you're not there, that's fine. Keep it so your legs feel like they're scissoring together. Nice powerful stance. Now look down, pick up your back knee and whoop, bring your foot to the front of the mat. You need to readjust if you have a belly like I do. Sometimes you need to readjust a little bit. A nice revolved chair. I say nice, but it's really hard work. Take another deep breath in and exhale. Nice fold. You can keep your knees bent, feet hip width apart. Maybe grab your elbows and start to sway. Bet you didn't expect to work this hard today? It's nice to throw in a little bit of power every once in a while. All right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer at your chest. We're going to try a fun transition here. If you don't get it on the first try, don't worry. You can always use your hands as well. But we're going to do that chair pose one more time. I promise this is the last one. So, inhale, arms up. Sink your bum back. Look up between your hands. Feel that shake. You can bring your hands down to your chest. You're going to slowly start to sink down into a tiny little ball, into a squat. If you need to put your hands back, put them back and sit down on your bum. That was probably a little bit tough. It took me a while to get that as well, but just keep practicing. It'll make you feel really strong eventually. Let's come into a boat pose. So, a couple different options for this. Sit up, try and keep that belly to thigh back nice and straight, knees bent, feet on the mat. You can keep your feet on the mat if you like. If you want, you can hold the backs of your thighs and slowly try to lift one foot. You can come back so you're balancing on your sits bones and try and bring both feet up. If you need a little bit more, arms out to the side. Wiggle your toes and exhale back down. Good job. All right, let's try that one more time. So, if you need a little bit extra help, you can always put your hands behind your hips like this. You can stay like this if this is enough for you today. If you want to lean back just a little bit, rest on your arms and lift your feet, you can do that as well. So you can be here, or here, or here. One more breath, feel the shake, and exhale. Come back down. Feet together. You're gonna sit in like a butterfly pose. So adjust where you find it most comfortable. Feet further away from you is a little bit more comfortable. Sometimes if you want a little bit more to open the hips a little bit more, you can bring the feet a little bit closer. Just hold the ankles. Try and sit up with a nice flat back. Hips into the mat and push your feet into the mat as well. The edges of your feet, you don't want to be lifting up your feet. And you want to feel like your hips are opening and rolling back. Kind of like if you were opening the pages of a book. So you should feel a little bit of work here. You can say hi to Niles. Hello, Niles. Another deep breath in. Nice flat back. Niles. Sorry, he's a little bit excited right now. And release. And you can roll down onto your back. I'm going to come this way so it's a little bit easier to see me because I disappear into the abyss back here. So roll down onto your back. Nice. Sit down. And just come to your back with your knees up. You can give your knees a little bit of a windshield wiper motion. Wiggle out your hips. Adjust your tailbone so that your back, so you can feel your whole back pressing into the mat. Find some stillness. Feet parallel to the mat, hip width apart, knees pointing up. Try and bring your heels in so that your fingers can touch the backs of your heels. And on your inhale, hips up, shoulders and feet pushing into the mat. Squeeze your bum cheeks. Feel like your knees are still going to push together, like you're squeezing a block between your thighs. Another breath in and exhale. Slowly roll down. Bring your knees into your chest. Hold on to your knees and just kind of sway back and forth here. Give yourself a nice massage. Try and flatten your back to the mat and feel like your bum is reaching straight out, not up in the air. Come to the center, arms out to a T, and slowly bring your knees down to the side. I like to put my hand on my knee. For some reason, I find it really comfortable. Try and keep your shoulders on the back of the mat. Your shoulders and back to the mat. Take a nice deep breath in. And sigh it out. You worked really hard today. Inhale back to center. And exhale, knees off to the left hand side. Look out to your right hand if you can. Try and keep your shoulders square to the mat. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Sigh it out. Knees back to center. Make a few adjustments. Get a little. So, tuck your tailbone. Lengthen your back. Chin towards the chest. Lengthen your neck. Step out your right foot. Step out your left foot. Come into Shavasana. Let your breathing return to your normal pace. Feel all that energy settle in your body. I hope you feel nice and energized now. So we're going to do a rather short Shavasana so you can put that energy to good use. But just remember that it's okay to do nothing for a few minutes. It's okay to find stillness, to find quiet, and just breathe. Hope you enjoyed this slow, twisty flow, and I hope you're feeling a little bit more energized for the rest of your day now. If you haven't already, please click subscribe, and if you like this video, give me a like, and you can even leave me a comment. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments or contact me on Instagram. All my information is down below. Thanks. Bye-bye.